This is Montego Bradley from Fans on Patrol, and you're listening to the Geek World All-Stars Podcast Network.
Broadcasting very fast and very dangerous from the planet Malastare. You are listening to So Wizard.
You're thinking, people gonna die?
The only podcast to make the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs.
There'll be no one to stop us this time.
What's going on, everybody? It is time for episode number 371 of the So Wizard podcast. I am your host, Joey DiCarlo. With me this week, my co-host, the expert, Mr. Marquis Marcellus Reagan.
Hey, yo. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show.
And you know it, when we have a horror movie to review, Aubrey is nowhere to be found. You got to call in the big guns. That's right. You know her, you love her, you may hate her. From the Fans on Patrol podcast, we got Miss Tiffo Bot.
Oh my God. I like that you would suggest that people may hate me. I'm like certain of it.
How could anyone hate you? Come on now.
We'll find out.
You are listening to So Wizard Podcast, where three friends discuss the world of nerd, podcasting weekly on the Geek World All-Stars Podcast Network. This week, we're going to talk some news. We got trailers for The Matrix 4 and Hawkeye coming on Disney+. And then we've got our review of the newest movie from James Wan, straight from HBO Max, Malignant. Maleficent? No.
No, almost.
Malignant. Before we get into all that, how the hell is everyone doing? Tiffo Bot, how are you? It's great to have you back on the show.
Yes, I'm doing pretty good. I am, as always, here's the thing. If you listen to Fans on Patrol, you know that I like to be liked. So, but I am not great at making that happen. However,
you hate everyone, but you want everyone to like you.
Oh, yeah. It's a horrible mental disorder.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be invited here because I feel like it means at least one person somewhere likes me.
Well, actually, everybody else said no, but...
I'm going to mute myself. I need to cry.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Fans on Patrol for some of the listeners who have been living under a box for a few years?
So Fans on Patrol is just another one of these nerdy podcasts in this group.
It's not another nerdy podcast?
No, it is not. But I do think that, like, with So Wizard and a couple of other compatriots, we maybe do a little bit more than that. And so we do games and review movies and talk nerd news. And if you want to hear more of that good stuff, you can find us at Fans of Patrol on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And see us at fanspatrol.com and listen to us anywhere that you find So Wizard, probably.
Awesome. Yeah, one of my favorite shows. I listen to you guys every week, sometimes even before you post in our chat telling us that it's out. I've already listened to it. So it's my go-to for the treadmill or grocery shopping.
Hey, that's actually fucking a compliment.
Yeah,
because the treadmill is ass. And
yeah, so is grocery shopping. Marcellus, how the hell are you this week?
I'm doing pretty good. Cinemark just announced that they are doing a platinum card for moviegoers. So my
get the platinum card, will they play the fucking food flow commercial?
On demand. I get to tell them to run it back, play it again. But no, you get like a bigger discount, you get more free tickets. So my goal is to, before the end of the year, watch enough movies to get that platinum card. They put a carrot in front of me, and now I'm going to be chasing it.
I'm pretty sure that we qualify.
I think so. I mean, it seems like a lot of movies, but they are doing like a special up until the end of the year. So unfortunately, I got the state fair coming up that I work at every year. So that's going to put a little bit of a damper over the next 3 weeks of my movie going. But
wait a minute, wait. Do we get to know like what you do? Or are you worried that people are going to come find you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you sell corn dogs or like what?
I do not sell corn dogs. I sell these amazing I catch myself there. These amazing T-shirts with different animals on it. There's like eagles, bald eagles with flags behind it, and
donkeys,
a pit bull riding a Harley. It's like they're just like
I want that.
the most amazing shirts. My personal favorite is the tie-dye pink with the unicorn and a rainbow and a castle in the background. It's like it's my standard. But I'm not gonna lie, Quarantine 19 is all over my body, so I don't know if those shirts are gonna fit anymore. I might have to get a whole new set of shirts. But that's what's happening in my life over the next few weeks.
I actually really like that.
I think the cutoff to become platinum is 50 movies, and on my letterbox it says we watched 67 already this year. So
yeah, buddy, I can see that shiny card right in front of me right now, man. I'm ready.
Awesome. Yeah, I wish I had anything remotely exciting to talk about. I do not. I've just still working a lot, getting ready for New York to come up. That's in 20-something days, New York Comic Con. So
okay.
I just had to give my friend $400 for hotel and con tickets, and that was very painful to go to the ATM and take that out.
Dude, you're not ready for Dragon Con, and if that's a lot, you're not ready for Dragon Con.
I mean, it's not a lot, but it is a lot. So, it is and it isn't. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
I'm there with you. Here's the thing. I feel like I could probably be a millionaire, and if someone's like, give me $400 for this thing that you owe me for, I'd be like, it's just because like I have lived my life where there's been shoestring moments to the degree where I'm like, is this $2 charge going to go through at this gas station?
No, jeez.
We all been there.
So I get it. Anytime like someone's like, remember when like we did that thing and you needed to Venmo me 3 months ago and you owe me $475 and you're like, oh. So yeah, I get it.
So yeah, I've just been working a lot. That's coming up in about 3 weeks. So once that's through, then it's pretty much going to be back to not working at job number 2, like 6 days a week. So I plan on having a good time.
There's going to be some cool stuff happening in New York. They're going to be doing like some Ghostbusters exclusive stuff, I think.
Yeah, we're only there on Thursday, and all the stuff that's cool is happening Friday and Saturday.
Of course.
I'm kind of like, I used to go to a lot of cons. I don't really talk about that often, but I used to go to like just, and not before like I was a podcaster, I just did them for like fun. And now that I do podcasting, I don't think I've been to one.
Interesting. Yeah, I go to more now than I ever did because of the podcast. So we're going to this. This one's just for fun, and then Rhode Island Comic Con's coming up in November, where we'll be doing some coverage for the show. Before I jump into it, I want to send a huge shout out to all our listeners in Kuwait. We love you guys. Love you, Kuwait. Big ups to Kuwait. As we record this, we are the #1 film review podcast in Kuwait. So much love to you guys. Please keep listening. Just keep listening. Just turn it on. Don't even listen to it. Just put the phone down. Walk away.
Oh, hell yeah.
Keep downloading.
I love that. If you want to like just turn on the last few for like 3 months and then just like as they, let them go while you're sleeping.
That's right. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, big ups to you guys in Kuwait. We love you guys. We see you guys out there. But enough about us. Let's talk about us, Marcellus Reagans. Let's tell the listeners where they can find more So Wizard Podcast.
All right, so everybody can go over to SoWizardPodcast.com where you will find a brand new episode every week. You'll also find some movie reviews from yours truly. You will find some recommendations on new movies, books, and TV shows from the awesome Adam Mollyhawk. You'll also find our merchandise there. We have a TeePublic store where you can shop to get some t-shirts, sweatshirts, journals, coffee mugs, baby onesies, all types of things with the So Wizard Podcast logo and designs all over it. You can also find our social media links there. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, so definitely get at us. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and give us a 5-star review while you're there. You can also find our show wherever podcasts are found, including Stitcher Radio app, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, my personal favorite, Spotify. We have a YouTube page with videos going up constantly from Adam Mollyhawk, including movie reviews, trailers, trailer reactions, and interviews. We have a Patreon page where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month, and you will be receiving bonus content and exclusive content from everyone here at the show. shout out to all of our podcasting family in the Geek World All-Stars Podcast and Network. Back to you, Joey.
I want to ask you something.
What? Where are you from? You're not from Guilin, are you?
I'm from Japan.
Japan? I know it. It's a foreign country, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your favorite, Mark.
I love that so much. I don't know why.
All right. Well, we've got some news to discuss this week. We actually managed to have news drop before we recorded. This is a very exciting time for us. Very exciting time. So let's do it. Let's drop the drop and let's talk the news.
Sorry.
Yo, pump it up. It's time for the news. Yo, we getting ready to bring you the news, boy.
All right, so this week in nerdy news, after much anticipation of everyone just waiting, when are we going to get footage of the new Matrix movie? When is it going to happen? Last week, it happened. We got a trailer for the new Matrix movie, Matrix Resurrections, as the title leaked like a little while ago. This one gives us an idea of what our hero Neo and Trinity have been up to in these waning years. Gives us a little peek of what is going to be coming from not both of the Wachowskis, just one Wachowski sister, Lana Wachowski, I believe. So yeah, they're coming back. They're digging back into the well, to the Matrix. It looks different from the other ones, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, let's go around the room and see, what did we think of this footage for the new Matrix movie, Matrix Resurrections? Let's start with our guest, Tiflbot.
Oh, okay. So I watched, as a lot of us know, there was a lead up to this with like some teasers in that really cool website where you would click the pill to, see, and you'd get different trailers depending on which pill you clicked, obviously. And so the reason I mentioned that is because I found that to be so much more intriguing and exciting than this actual trailer, which I'm concerned about because, first of all, some people might know this. I watched The Matrix late. So like I came to it with maybe a little bit of a poisoning of the well because like
when did you see it? How late had you seen it?
I think when it came out in 1999.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think I saw it in 2004.
Oof.
And I've only seen it twice now. I think it's been 2 times I've seen it. So just what I'm saying, like by the time that I'd seen it, it had been lampooned so much that it had almost like retroactively made it seem cheesy.
Yep.
Which is not the film's fault. I'm just saying that. But
your fault.
It is. It's 100% my fault. So this trailer scares me a little. It does look. I like it. First of all, it's a little bit reminiscent of what's that fucking movie? I love this movie, but it's got Christian Bale in it. Equilibrium.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
I love that fucking movie, but it's got like an Equilibrium vibe to it where like clearly they're being medicated every day with like the blue pill, or they're taking it on purpose because they want to stay in the Matrix for some reason. And I mean, they say in the trailer that that's because Trinity's there and blah, 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 blah. But what I see when I see this is like kind of like what I would call the Disney syndrome, which is where like at the end of, for instance, Little Mermaid, she has become a human and has legs. That's the end. She goes on shore and leaves her family, right? But in The Little Mermaid 2, she has a fin again because Disney can't conceive of a continuation of the story. It has to just be a rehash, right?
Is The Little Mermaid 2 canon?
Yes.
You know what? Didn't they say that everything that was on streaming on the Disney Plus was canon? And it's on there.
Sure.
So yes. I'm gonna say I don't care, first off, and then I'm gonna say yes. But that being said, this trailer doesn't look like they're just like kind of redoing the first movie.
Yep.
That makes me sad. Am I stupid?
Well, I don't think they want to give away what the quote unquote what the Matrix is. I think they want to say, "Hey, you guys like the first Matrix, right? Here we go again. There's some There's a younger Morpheus, and there's some kung fu, and there's some agents, and some motorcycle chases. Yeah, you like that stuff. Come on back.
Yeah, welcome home.
Yeah. All right. Well, Joey, what about you, dude? How did you feel? How did this Matrix footage scratch you, dude?
Well, right off the bat, let's say this movie, comes out December, like right around Christmas time?
Yeah. December 22nd.
All right, so we have an extreme dark horse woman crush of the year candidate for Matrix, Jessica Henwick.
with the short blue hair.
Oh, God. Well, let me rewind that back and watch it in slow motion a few times. I was masturbating in Matrix. It was like I was like falling backwards. My arms were flailing.
Oh, my God.
Put on a fucking trench coat.
Listen, I don't want to be the one to say it, but you said it. You said it yourself. And then if you really think about masturbating in the Matrix and coming in the Matrix, I don't want to think about that. And like just somebody, never mind. I don't want to be the person that does that to this show. It should be Joey. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking.
Dodge it like the Matrix.
Fucking crusty socks flying all over the place. All right, sorry. Anyway, back to the back to the trailer. So I read all the spoilers to the movie already.
Of course you did.
They were on 4chan and Reddit like months ago. I don't know if they're 100% accurate, but I've been told that they're pretty close. Yeah. And I'm going to be the Debbie Downer because I don't think either Wachowski or one of them has made anything good since the first fucking Matrix. So it's tough because like I have what I call my pass for life for people. So
yes.
If you're a director and you make 3 awesome movies, you can make as much shit as you want for the rest of your life. If James Cameron wants to make Avatar 27 at some, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. He's given us Terminator 1, Terminator 2, The Abyss, True Lies, Aliens. He can make whatever the fuck he wants. I did like Bound is pretty good. It's not great. It's pretty good. It does have Jennifer Tilly getting it on in it. So it's always a good plus. But the original Matrix is an absolute masterpiece. It's a fucking classic.
Yep.
What scares me is like how much of that is actually them and how much of that was dumb luck because most of what they've made since has not been very good. So I know you like Speed Racer, Mark. I know you do.
Yes, but I'm also very biased on Speed Racer. Like I can see the flaws in the movie, but you can't tell me anything about Speed Racer. I'm all about it regardless.
Right, and it does have Christina Ricci in it, so it's hard to say no. Yes, but I don't have the confidence that they can pull off a reboot of the Matrix that is going to be good. I like the visuals in the trailer. I like the way the trailer looks. I like the basic ideas of the story, but at the end of the day, I have zero confidence in anything involving this movie. I am expecting it to be god awful. So,
wow.
The pills look good though. The pills look like you want to take them.
Well, if you think about it, Cypher was the bad guy in the first one. He wanted to be put back in the Matrix, and you can't really blame him. You know what I mean? Like,
you woke up in I don't want to listen. I don't care if the real world is a pile of dog shit that I sleep in. If that's what it is, I don't want it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be your battery if I get to sleep in a bed with a sheet on it.
Right, like the dude was like, "Let me hang out here and eat steak, and just have a normal life, and then, or I can go sleep in this dirty like." Like Hobo Land, where they have weird drum orgies once a week. So I understand. I'm just saying, I understand why people would want to stay in the Matrix. But, there was lots of weird stuff. And the other thing is like Morpheus isn't in it. Is he in it? Black Manta appears to be playing Morpheus.
Yep.
But he's young Morpheus. I know the Wachowskis in another like a complete fucking idiotic move by them. We're obsessed with like you have to watch this Animatrix DVD and play this shitty video game. And so you would understand the whole story, which is ridiculous. So I know that Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne died in the terrible Matrix Online.
Yep.
Oh my God. Are you serious? So that's fucking part of it.
I mean, it could be. It was supposed to be official canon for all this stuff. And the way they treated Enter the Matrix, the video game, was like you were supposed to have watched it. I actually never got that far into it because the game's god awful. I remember I got stuck on a trash can in one aisle, like a waste basket. Like I was running, fighting people, and my character got stuck on a waste basket, and I was like running in space. And then I died, and it kept happening. I was like, "Fuck this game," and I paid like $50 for it too. Fucking.
I'm enjoying everything about this. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love it. Terrible. It's terrible. How god awful. No, Jupiter Ascending is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I didn't like Sense8. I thought that was really terrible. I didn't like Cloud Atlas. It was boring. The track record isn't there, and the two Matrix fucking sequels they made, with the two of them, not just one of them, but the two Matrix sequels they made aren't that great either. So like the pedigree of like what I'm supposed to be excited about besides nostalgia for the original movie from 1999, I don't get it. I don't get people that are fucking so into this. Like, this is it. The Matrix is back. I can't wait. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate to be Debbie Downer, man, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, dude. I love the first movie. I remember I was more excited for the first Matrix than I was about episode 1.
Oh, let's not get crazy here.
Those posters were sitting those posters are in the theaters like right next to each other. And everyone, probably including you, Joy, was like, oh my God, episode 1. And I'm like, you guys don't know about these Wachowskis, man. These guys are good filmmakers.
No, I had seen Bound in the movie theater, so I knew that they were good filmmakers, and I was excited after seeing the trailers, but there was no way I was more excited than I was for episode 1.
I was pretty close to being excited because I knew what they were bringing, and I was glad that I wasn't disappointed. I love the first Matrix movie. I think it's amazing. But yeah, you're right, dude. I watched the recap of the third movie, and they were showing scenes, like fight scenes from the third movie, and I'm like, I don't remember any of that happening at all. Like, I know I own those movies somewhere, but God,
I own them too, and both those movies have great parts in them, but
Yes.
they're not good movies.
Right.
Sure.
And what I was saying earlier about the video game was that I had mentioned to Brandon from Colt 45 that one of my favorite boxers of all time, Roy Jones Jr., who's, without getting into sports, like legitimately like probably one of the greatest fighters who ever breathed, is in the fucking movie, and he doesn't have a fight. And it reminded me of like Mulan when they had Donnie Yen and he didn't have a fight in it. And I was just like, how do you have Roy Jones Jr. in your movie and he doesn't have a fight scene? Like, that should have been like day one, the first thing you write on the piece of paper before you're open movie fight scene for Roy Jones. And he's like, oh, it was in the video game. If you got far enough, you got to see.
Oh, okay.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me with that shit? So that's why I don't really trust them in their fucking decisions. So, but yeah, there's cool stuff in those two movies, Mark. I agree with you. It's just they're not good.
Yeah, they're not solid movies, and even together as like a whole, like a part 2 and 3, they're not really that solid. And then, I love Speed Racer. That's, I just love that movie. But Jupiter Ascending is, God, I wanted to punch myself in the face during the end of that movie. Like, what happened to these guys? So I was like, oh, this is going to be like the return to form. And God, that movie was just like atrocious. So yeah, what is there to be excited about? Just a trip down memory lane of hopefully there's like a newer Neo that can make another franchise moving forward.
Right. And that's something that I had said a couple times. Like, if you want to even say, okay, the original Matrix was this huge smash hit. They had all this hubris. Plus, the guy was going through transitioning at the time. It probably wasn't an easy time for him behind the scenes. And they had so much power in the making of those two sequels, and no one would say no to them, no matter what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's why they were a mess. But then you'd say, okay, well, then they've been humbled. They're going to come back with a different movie in a few years, make something else, and maybe they'll show their talent again. And they never did.
Artists are never humbled. That's the problem. True artists are never humbled because they don't, you know what I mean? They have a vision and they don't really care if you like it. But notoriously, I am known in my friend group for having to leave Jupiter Ascending because I laughed too hard. I had to go out in the hallway and have some time to myself because I was laughing so hard that other people were enjoying. The 4 other people that were in the movie theater were trying to enjoy the film.
That was actually the two Wachowski sisters, and they were there for a special screening. You're laughing in their face.
Oh, Jesus, I mean, like the scene that had me going into the hallway was when she goes to the house and there's bees. And the bees are like, she's moving her hands and the bees are following her. And that guy is like, bees, no royalty. Yes. And I was like, I have to leave. I have to get the fuck out of here. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jupiter Ascending is the funniest comedy I've ever seen.
No.
Do you know what I mean? No, it's not.
It's bad.
It's awful.
But no, the pills look good. I mean, no, and I've
just want to take the pills.
ever since I was a child, I've been obsessed with like pills. They are correct. You have to lock that shit up. They do look like candy. And I swear to God, if they were like, hey, in the Matrix, the blue one blows out your anus and the red one sends you to heaven, I'd be like, give them both to me because they look like gelatin. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would just be so stupid. The Matrix is not for me. I need I guess the Matrix is for me. I cannot handle making decisions.
You're going to have to watch it either way, though, knowing how your show runs. Very similar to our show. You're watching it.
Yeah.
So. I will be seeing this. Period. I have no choice. Not only because of the show, but I kind of hope for a Jupiter Ascending
level movie.
I haven't laughed that hard in years.
So we know Tiff will watch the movie for the pills. Montego will probably watch it for the motorcycle. We got blue-haired Jessica Henwick for Joey. I don't know what we got for me and Aubrey. But
I know what we have for you. It is the enduring hope of the truly good.
Yeah,
I'm dead inside, and therefore have no hope for anything.
This is the movie. They're going to turn it around. This is the one, right?
You're going to break them.
I'm sorry. Just the fact that there was two Wachowskis, and one of them was like, "Fuck that, I'm out of here," and the other one was like, "I'll do it."
Like, this one looks bad, and the other one was like, "No."
That's another thing that scares me a little bit too. Is like, why did one of them not come back, and then one of them's just like, fuck it, I could use some money.
Yeah.
I've said this before when we've talked about it. I wish the two of them had just stepped aside, taken a nice check and executive producer credit, and WB just got some young, hungry, like action movie directors or sci-fi movie directors, like everybody that made Upgrade, for example, Mark, or the guys behind The Raid or something like that, and been like, hey, here's the Matrix, go fucking nuts. You would get something amazing instead of this.
I agree.
Yeah,
I do think that, and I think we've all touched on this from time to time, is part of what makes Hollywood difficult is the insular nature in which creation occurs. So what I'm saying by that is, like, I think they're still doing it, but do you guys remember, like, when those young kids in Africa were going viral for making, like, short science fiction films on their phones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is more amazing than somebody who's given $300 million. Like, because with $300 million, you should be able to do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, anybody should be able to do something with $300 million. It's just like, and because of that, I think like there's like this whole kind of like a block in some of like, well, these people haven't reached an esteem in Hollywood, and therefore their movies are worthless. We'll buy them and put them in, like, so that the scripts can't get made, but we won't let them. No one's ever going to see their movie.
Well, that's kind of what Marvel is doing. Marvel is reaching out and grabbing filmmakers that are not necessarily used to, like, $200 million budgets. So
right, and I think that's great.
Yeah, there is a system in Hollywood that is kind of working to offset that. Thank you, Marvel. All right, so we'll see. So again, just to reiterate, The Matrix Resurrections will be out December 22nd in theaters and on HBO Max.
And we will be covering it on the podcast, so prepare yourself.
All right, so speaking of Marvel, we also got a trailer relatively recently for the new Hawkeye TV show. We did see some pictures of them filming it out in the street, so we knew that it was happening. But we actually got a teaser trailer, a poster, and a release date. So what did you guys think of the Hawkeye trailer? Let's start with Joey this time.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was so happy watching this trailer. I wanted to like cry. I thought it was fucking great. I love the run of comics that this is loosely based on. Matt Fraction, David Aja, Hawkeye. And that's getting adapted is great. Everything looks great. Jeremy Renner looks like he's not sleepwalking through it. And I know a lot of people don't like him, and he does a lot of douchey stuff or cringy stuff like his music career. but he's a really good actor when he cares.
Mm-hmm.
The Hurt Locker is a really good movie. Oh shit! What was that other movie where he's a detective that just came out? Fuck, I can't remember the name of it. Wind River. He's good in that too.
Yeah, I heard that was good. My friend keeps telling me to watch that movie, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
You know why I watched that movie?
Because freaking Scarlet Witch is in that movie.
Yeah. I sat down. I had my hand lotion. I was ready to go, and it was actually a good movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like a from the trailer it looks like a low budget serious drama movie. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised you did.
Pretty
watch
good.
it.
It was pretty good for what it was. So,
Okay.
but he's a good actor when he wants to be, and he's like challenged. And I don't know. I love the concept. I like everything that I'm seeing about it. And it's also a different dynamic where he is a married father as the superhero. So it looks goofy and fun and exactly what I need to watch right now. So I am all in on Hawkeye.
Awesome. All right, Tifflebot, how do you feel about the Hawkeye trailer?
Okay. So I hate Hawkeye.
Of course.
That being said, I also hate Jeremy Renner, but for the reasons that I feel like Joey kind of stole my thunder because he was like, I know that Tiffany is going to say this shit about him and I'm going to like just take it away from him. Because I totally was going to talk about his shitty ass security. But that being said, do you remember when you told me to read the Hawkeye Origins book?
Yep.
I did read that.
Nice.
And it's very good. And so I watched this trailer begrudgingly because I came on this show. And I would have had to watch it anyway. I don't hate it.
Oh.
Is that not insane? Like, I would watch this.
Oh,
That's
shit.
Haley Steinfeld, right?
Yes. Star of Bumblebee.
Yeah, Star of Bumblebee, which I also liked, which was a surprise. But this looks better to me than some of the other shows that you might have assumed that I would enjoy. Like, I will watch this. That's insane to me. I know that you guys are like, yeah, cool, say something interesting. I'm like, to me, this is like my mind is blown because I would, if you would have asked me before I watched this trailer whether or not I would sit down and watch an episode of this, I would have said, go fuck yourself.
That sounds about right.
So now I've watched this and I'm like, I can probably watch the whole thing.
Nice.
Also, like, I didn't know, and I'm sure you guys probably did because you guys are whatever. And like, I guess I kind of did remember because it's in the book, but I forgot, is that he's from Waverly, Iowa. What the fuck? Why? I think
Why not?
How do you say that someone's small town yokel? Just say they're somewhere in Iowa. Nobody even knows where Iowa is. Just pick one of those weird towns. Boone. That's where he's from. Anyway, I thought that was weird.
Tiff, just for our fans, where are you broadcasting from?
Iowa, Des Moines, the capital, the huge capital of Iowa, which I don't even think has 1 million people in it. Maybe 2, maybe 1 million. Very small. We're small here, you guys. Small town folk.
Well, the show does debut November 24th. I think it looks awesome. Somewhere in my huge box of comic books, I have like that Hawkeye series that I bought at a convention, never read it. So I will try to get to that before November 24th. I really like the fact that it's a Christmas show, kind of. I liked him telling his family, I'll be home for Christmas. And I'm like, oh, they're going to do like a Home Alone type of thing. And the tones are really funny. Like, Jeremy Renner can do comedy really well when he wants to. I think he has a really good sense of humor. So seeing him kind of the scene in Avengers: Age of Ultron when he teaches Scarlet Witch, you walk out that door, you are an Avenger. It was one of my favorite scenes out of that whole movie. So seeing him kind of be the mentor of Kate Bishop. And seeing her kind of have like a wise ass attitude, like, some people say I'm a great archer. And he's like, some of those people, yeah. So, I
will say, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you guys if, and I could be wrong here, but I kind of felt like he was a different person when I watched this trailer. And I kind of wonder if Jeremy Renner may or may not be slightly butthurt when he is not the center of attention. So he might give... I would say that he might get, and there's something, I get it. I'm also that way, but like, might give a better performance when they're like, this is yours, right? So he's coming in hot because he's like, it's all about me.
Nah, I don't think that's the case. He's been the side guy for years. Up until Hurt Locker, he was always like number 5 on a call sheet. You know what I mean? Like he was never like the main guy. So he's fine in that world. He's used to being in that world. I think he's very excited to possibly turn the reins over to another Marvel hero.
And hey, we get another member of the Young Avengers. So
yes. Oh my God, they are totally building towards it.
Duh.
And also, shout out to the Steve Rogers, the Broadway musical, which looks fucking amazing. I need more of that in my life. That looks awesome. So like I said, November 24th, the Hawkeye TV show on Disney Plus.
Yet another thing we will be covering on the podcast. It's on the list.
All right. So, I think that's enough. I think we got enough news out of the way. That should be it for this week.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to review Malignant. This podcast is sponsored by Podbean. Podbean is the easiest way to create your own podcast. We use Podbean to host So Wizard, so download the free Podbean podcast app to start, record, and publish your very own podcast in minutes. Podbean provides everything you need to run your podcast, and you can record and publish episodes directly from the app on your phone. Just download the free Podbean app today. That's Podbean. Head on over to Podbean at podbean.com and use the code podcast21 for your first 30 days of podcast hosting free. Check it out and tell them So Wizard sent you. And we are back. All right, guys, we all had a chance to check out the new movie, a horror movie from James Wan, Malignant, now playing in theaters and on HBO Max. As always, we will start off with our non-spoiler impressions. So if you haven't seen it, you can hear about what we thought, and then you guys can bounce. You've listened enough for it to count as a download, so get out of here and go watch the movie. The rest of you stick around for a little bit more discussion. Before we get started, though, Tifobot, did you go to the theater or did you watch it on HBO Max?
Oh, at HBO Max for sure.
All right. Marcellus, how about you?
Yeah, I stayed at home and watched it on HBO Max.
All right, it's a triple for this one, all HBO Max. So I guess let's get started. Some non-spoiler impressions. Tifobot, what did you think of Malignant?
I kind of almost thought you guys were making me do and I Hate You Not watch. Like, just a ridiculous concept and not well done.
Ooh.
Not a well done, horrible concept. It's hard for me. I know that like we no spoilers, but the ridiculous.
It's a very hard movie to talk about without spoilers.
Without saying anything, I want you guys to know that you will never see what you want to happen in this film. You are not going to see happen, and then what you may not want to see will happen. If that makes any sense.
Well, you did get to see the end credits eventually, so you got one thing you wanted out of it.
Oh, yeah, like the end.
It ended.
I did want to see that. But yeah, that's as much as I can say without really going for it.
All right. Marcellus, how about you?
Yeah, this is a really tough movie to give like an honest opinion on. All right, so if you listen to the show before, I'm not a big horror movie fan at all. Like I just don't see the point to them because there's tropes that they have to do and the ending is never really the ending. But if you do a good movie that happens to have horror elements in it, I'm fine with that. I'm totally cool with that. So this one, okay, I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I really like James Wan as a filmmaker. I really like visually how the movie looked. And as much as I kind of pew-pewed this movie all the way through it, I was intrigued as to what the fuck is actually happening. Like I really wanted to know what the answer was. So yeah, I'm gonna say that it's not a great horror movie, but it's better than what I thought it was gonna be.
Okay. All right. So Mark is right and Tiff is right. This is a very hard movie to review. I definitely feel like James Wan made Aquaman and made $1 billion something and said, I am going to make whatever the fuck I want for my next movie. And then I will go make Aquaman 2. And the WB was like, yeah, sure. You know what? Make whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you guys, I fucking loved this movie.
Get the fuck out of here.
But did you love it for the right reason?
Well, here's the thing for me, and you got to put yourself in the right mindset. And it's such a niche mindset to be in for this movie that I can understand why, like you or Mark or anybody would be like, fuck this movie, it sucks.
No, the thing is, like, I totally know what you're talking about. Like, I would watch this again, but I would not watch it the same way. And again, this got to be spoiler free, so go on.
Right. So we'll get into it a little more in spoilers, but to me, it's an homage to movies when I was, I want to say, a freshman or sophomore in high school. So those early 90s, God, I mean the early 2010s, I'm super cool and hip. The early 90s, like non-internet time, like you would go to the video store and there'd be a bunch of like low budget, shitty direct-to-video horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you would rent them and just watch them. And they were sometimes okay and sometimes stupid and sometimes goofy and sometimes bad. And the acting was terrible and the story didn't make a lot of sense, but you loved them. That's what this movie is a homage to. 100%.
And I 100% do get that when you watch it. You can feel some of that. And we'll, again, explain that when we get there.
Right.
My problem with that is that